120 RMB में शंघाई घूम लिया। I never imagined I'd be in Shanghai at the Bund and I would see Aquaman. This train takes you to the city center from the airport in 8 minutes. 8 minutes. I get to see Shanghai despite being here only on a layover. I just ended up in Shanghai over a layover, and now I'm using the most cost efficient and also time efficient way to reach to the city center on a 6-hour layover. I have barely 6 hours left. I mean, you can't even say it's 6 hours by now, it's like 5.5 hours. But this train, which I'm in right now, takes you to the city center from the Pudong airport in 8 minutes. 8 minutes, I kid you not. It's 30 kilometers, and if you have to take a taxi, it'll take approximately 1 hour and it'll cost like about 120 RMB. This train ticket costs 50 RMB, which considering China is actually pretty pricey, but it's worth it for the time I'm gonna see it, and that I get to see Shanghai despite being here only on a layover. Let's see how it goes. I saw like many Chinese people here as well who were like sitting in the train for the first time and just trying to experience it for the first time. I wonder how this is going to go, but people have mentioned that this is an experience in itself, riding the maglev train to Shanghai. I made it! I'm in Shanghai! Oh, this looks so cool. Do you think I'm just like walking around on the street here in Shanghai? Because let me tell you something. That is the ground. This is on top of the ground. We're on the first floor, and though it's not like as surprising as Chongqing, it's pretty cool too, because you don't get this in Beijing. So guess what, people? Even though the train got us here in Shanghai in 8 minutes, it took me more than 40 minutes to figure other stuff out, because apparently after you take the train you also have to take the subway. Subway takes 20 minutes, but it takes you 10-15 minutes to figure things out. And now I'm finally here in Shanghai. I hope I don't miss my flight. There are so many people here. The crowds are gathered. You guessed it right. To see that, and also to see this. Look at the number of people here. I just come here to look at this marvelous buildings, looking all pretty. Guess who's walking around Shanghai's markets without worrying about the fact that she might be too late to get on her flight? Yours truly. Look at this. This is cute as hell. Oh, Shanghai has such better vibes than Beijing, to be fair. It's just, this city feels alive. I mean, I know it's very commercial and all, but still, there are people walking around. It's very hustling, bustling, and just full of joy. So as I navigate the streets of Shanghai, the roads of Shanghai, let me tell you what happened. So I got off the train, but then I had to look for the subway. And then the problem ever since has been that in Shanghai, the boards with directions are like very messed up. In Beijing, it's like pretty accurate, but here I've gotten lost twice already. This is not the position I would like to be in. Look at this cute little place right near the Bund. I wonder what it is. It looks like it's just a parking, but it looks so cute. Like a quaint little house. Look at this area right opposite the Bund. This entire avenue is wow, magnificent. And then of course some Chinese aunties came to click pictures with me. This is actually quite common with foreigners in China. People just want to get pictures clicked with you. Look at this cute little butterfly. It's not actually a butterfly, it's just an image of it. But oh my god, this looks so cute! From here you get the idea about why this place is so famous. I finally made it to the place that I wanted to come to. This is the one. And even though I have barely like 3 hours left before my flight, and reaching the airport here takes like approximately 1 or 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to get here. Let's see what happens. This is so worth it though. Oh, I love this. This is such a serene place. I wish I could spend more time here. The entire walking space is huge, so you can spend quite a lot of time here if you wish to. Hello guys, we have arrived at the Shanghai's famous bun. Amazing view, amazing vibes, and I wish I could spend more time here, so I might come back to Shanghai eventually. But today's trip, this short impromptu trip that I had, was amazing. Also, I never imagined I'd be in Shanghai at the Bund and I would see Aquaman. Like, seriously? Their marketing is great. This is Shanghai to my eyes. My quick, blinking, worried, stressed out eyes. This is a place that you would like to be in when you want to be around in like serene surroundings. And even though it is pretty crowded here, I've heard it gets like even more crowded generally. So if you want to come here, December is probably ideal if you hate crowds. And now that I've more or less seen everything that I wanted to see here, it's time to head back. Fingers crossed. Let's hope I make it in time. And it's not like one of those days when I miss that train. Because unlike trains, high-speed trains, if you miss your flight and it's a Chinese airline, they do not reschedule. Also, since I was here alone, I didn't have anyone to click my pictures. I keep asking random strangers to like click my photos, and they do a pretty good job. Like, they get all the angles. There are people who will turn the flash on for you. They will tell you like, this angle isn't right, the lighting isn't okay, do this, do that, step back. Oh, do you want like full length ones? Do you want mid length ones? They ask you everything despite not knowing the language. And I have learned the Chinese phrase of asking people, can you please help me click my photos? And has been one of the most useful phrases that I use everywhere because I generally travel alone. So I was in the metro and I asked somebody, I showed them a picture of the place that I wanted to go to and I asked for help. And what happened was that he put the Chinese characters in my map. I followed that location and I went to a different location, which is also the place that I wanted to see, but not the particular one of the picture that I had showed him. Technically, despite it taking, you think it takes almost the same amount of time, but it doesn't. This high-speed train does cut on the time. Like, I'm heading back to the airport and I chose to get back in the same train even though it cost like 10 times more than the subway would have, because from the same station to reach the airport it takes 50 minutes, and then from there this train takes you in 8 minutes. The problem with that is this train runs every 20 minutes, so you have to be lucky enough to catch the train when you arrive, and if you make it in time, then of course 8 minutes you're there. But if you don't, you have to like wait 20 minutes, and then that's the calculation, like 28 minutes taking this train or 50 minutes taking the subway, which is like 10 times cheaper. So it depends on how much time you have. I had to prioritize time over money because I don't want to miss my flight, but it depends. I don't think मेरे अलावा ये बात और कोई कह सकता है, लेकिन मैंने 120 RMP में शंघाई घूम लिया. And we've reached the airport. Actually, I made it before time. It's 8:30 right now, and my flight's at 10:30. And I'm here at the airport, crossed immigration, passed through security, waiting at the gate, charging my phones, and had the best time ever. I mean, I didn't have much time, but whatever little time that I had the most fun ever. Now I'll tell you what happened in the subway. So what happened was that I wanted to go to the Bund, which is the most popular place that people come in Shanghai to watch, but I couldn't figure out the maps. Like, oh, how do I get there? Do I walk? Do I take the taxi? Do I take a subway? Which is the easiest way to get there? I was already in the subway, and I asked a person like, which station do I get off, and where do I go from there? And I showed him my like Chinese phone, the phone that has the China SIM and the Chinese apps, and he entered the location, and I just followed it, and I reached a place, and I'm like, this is not the Bund. And then I look around, and I was like, oh, I've seen this place and vlogs and pictures. This is also another one of the popular spots that people come here to visit. And then I went there, I enjoyed, I got pictures. Like, that was the Oriental Tower, and that is pretty famous as well. I showed you videos from there, like that's in the vlog. But the problem was that that is not the place I asked him that I wanted to go to. But because the Bund is called like Waitan here, which I didn't know at the time, I searched it later on. I don't know why. I should have searched that before I asked him where I wanted to go, but because I just showed him the picture, he thought that the Bund and Oriental Tower looked so similar, so he just gave me the wrong directions. But if he hadn't, okay, to be fair, if he hadn't, I would have been able to just go to the Bund and not see anything else. And this way, I could make it to 2 locations. Fate, destiny, the universe wanted me to see Shanghai this way. And I saw Shanghai in just 120 RMB, like 13 RMB for a taxi that I took from the Bund to get to the subway station, and 100 RMB which I like spent on the high-speed train, and 7 RMB for like water. And that's it. I didn't have to spend anything for the flights because this is just transit, like this is just layover. This was not supposed to be on the list anyway, but impromptu travel plans.